this, like that, like this, like that, like this, like that. I like it.
I don't like it. Not at all. I don't like it. Not at all. Not at all. I don't like it. Not at all.
All right. Thank you for being here, everybody, for another fantastic religion interview. We have a very special guest on. I had the pleasure of being able to meet her at Winter Clash this past time. She is a skater with Faction. She has been absolutely killing it in the streets and in the park. We are very excited to have with us today Aniek Kerkhofs. Thank you for being here.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Of course, of course. Man, I like to start off these streams usually by kind of stating the way that we've our familiarization with you as a skater, if I can put it that way. We've talked about you a good bit on the stream. I am a self-professed Faction fanboy, so I love a lot of things that Faction is doing, but one of those big ones being sponsoring skaters that are very passionate about blading, and that's something that I've seen from you. Specifically, I think something we've talked about a good bit is when you're skating, you're smiling, you're having a good time, and you're encouraging other people to have a good time by just physically representing how fun it looks to be a blader, and you look like you're having a good time when you skate. And so we're really excited to have you on and excited to be able to talk about your approach to skating. Seeing you at Winter Clash 2 was really cathartic. It was a good time.
That's super nice to hear.
Yeah, sorry to put you on the spot like that, but I like to do that on this podcast because you deserve to hear it.
Okay, thanks. Yeah.
How you doing, Meta? It's good to see you too.
Thank you. It's good to be here. I'm just glad that you said it. I just want to say hi, Aniek. Thank you for being here. Thank you for doing this. You know we just approached you like that and asked you, but we're fans. I've been following you at the moment Faction started basically following you, and I was like, the progression has been so crazy. Like, I'm very interested into asking all these questions, and thank you for being here, honestly.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's nice.
All right, so Aniek, how did you get into skating?
Well, I started a couple of years ago. I moved to a new city, and there were some people who were always chilling at the skate park, like skateboarders.
Yeah.
But mostly smoking joints on the side. And they asked me to chill with them. And I still had this pair of rollerblades laying around, with 4 bigger wheels. And I was like, I can take those with me. I can try to roll around a little bit. And then I did that for some time. And then people said hey, there are some skates that are made for the skate park. Maybe you can buy those. And then I went to this local sport shop next to the swimming pool, and they had aggressive inline skates, 2 sizes too big, the last pair, and then I bought them. So yeah. And I didn't need any other roller. I was 18. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, but I didn't meet any other inline skaters half a year later. So I was the only one at the skate park the whole time.
Self-taught.
Yeah. In the beginning, yes.
That's really cool. Wow. So that's, you started basically rec and then aggressive skating because somebody told you, not because you saw somebody doing it. Wow. So you didn't have an idea of how it looked to do those kind of things, but you just, wow, that's very interesting.
Oh, is that Cam?
Yeah, and I also. Hi, Cam. I also didn't know what tricks I could do. Oh.
Sorry, Cam just is skating around. And they just...
Funny.
It's so funny. Yeah. How you doing, guys?
Hi, sorry. I mean, I put my skates on. I'm already
Who's
tired.
that?
Just come on.
I guess I should. I mean,
Oh.
I have a setup.
Say hello to Aniek.
Hey,
Hi, Cam.
how are you? Yes, miss you
Hi,
too.
Josiah. Last time I saw both of you was in the Netherlands.
Yeah,
Yep.
Netherlands.
3,500 miles.
Yeah. Well, great to see you. Enjoyed the podcast. You guys are all awesome.
Love you,
Love
brother.
you.
Yeah, have a good
Everyone
session.
listening. Yes. Hi. Go out and skate, everyone. Woo.
Well,
Right.
Gotta love it.
that's a random. But
Thank you so
that's so
much.
random.
Yeah, right?
I know. So odd.
Gotta
But
love
that's
that.
the life, you know.
Yep.
That's the life when you are like in the community, right? At least for me, it's like it's cool. Like I was gonna ask you this too. Like, did you see yourself as involved as you are right now, as invested as you are right now when you started?
Not in the beginning, no, not at all. I was
Mm.
just looking back now and how much I've improved. It's like, damn, that I did that. Yeah. So I never expected it in the beginning.
That's good. That's good. Because that's the same word I will use to describe every time I like see your progression, even just by the social media feed,
Right.
and then noticing that you actually go into comps and so on. Like it's really cool to see you so invested. To be honest, and like now that you're at this level where you're like, I mean, like is it skating the like the driving force in your life right now?
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
I mean, I love skating so much. I dream about skating. Sometimes my dream is like, oh, I can do that trick, I can do this trick, and then it's like, okay, and then I wake up and I'm like, oh, I can try that. But yeah,
Wow. How long have you been skating now?
almost 10 years.
That's crazy. Wow.
Like this year, it will be 10 years in July.
All right.
So
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah.
You should have like an 10-year party or something.
I should really like somewhere in the world.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. I like that. I like that also about like the fact that you already tap into the part of the community that is like traveling, you know, like because then you might find Fry somewhere else, you might find me somewhere else, or Josiah somewhere else, and I think that's
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool. Like now that you're so invested and driven by it, what do you like to talk about when you are talking about blading? Like when you're friends with whoever, like what do you like to talk about when it comes to blading?
Idea trips. I really like, oh, you can try this or this on new spots. And also when I drive in a car to a skate park with some friends, I always ask them, what's your goal today? What do you want to land? And then they're like, oh, I want to try this. Oh, I want to try this. So it's like, it's nice to hear what other people want to do.
Yeah. That's
Do
awesome.
you go at it with a list?
What?
Do you go to the sessions with a list?
Not, I did that sometimes, but not
Wow.
anymore. Like, yeah, after when I had like exams in the past, I wrote always a list like what I wanted to do after my exams are finished, and then I went to the skate park. I want to do this, everything. So, but it's funny.
That's so cool.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. I when I started, it was serious. Like the guys that were skating street, they actually had a list of the tricks, and they were like left and right. There was like no switch back then. It was like left and right. Yeah. Yeah. So I think like that was like kind of like a big tool for me. So to see somebody like analyzing it like that, I think it's really cool because then you can go at it. I think like for example, there's moments that you feel like you want to do a soul grind in this spot because you feel like I don't know, it calls for it, but it's a lefty soul grind. Okay, so it's a lefty soul grind. It doesn't have to be left or like it's switch. Oh, I cannot do it anymore because it's switch. But I love when you like start putting it together and you can just adapt to the place.
Yeah, That's nice. And it's also like what you feel in the moment. Like every day is different, so every day like you do different obstacles. Yeah, you feel more. Yeah.
That's a
Waldo.
funky skateboard.
Yeah, this Waldo Park is wild.
Yeah, they paint it every year for the skateboard competition and different theme.
Wow, that's
So
cool.
very dedication. Yeah, it's really cool.
Is
So
it
every
all
year it's a
slippery?
different color. Yeah, but also the coping is more slippery then, so it's fine.
That's nice. Good trade-off. Awesome.
Yeah.
But you do a little bit of everything. Like you do skate street too. Like, do you have a preference?
I not really. I try to do more street in the past years. Also more street obstacles in the skate park. So, but in the beginning I only skated quarters. I only did like quarter tricks. But now I'm trying to diverse myself on everything.
Yeah.
So
It's obvious too. You can see yourself pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. It's paid off.
yeah, thanks. Yeah. I'm really trying handrails and stuff as well.
This is
But,
your local park.
What?
The park that we saw with the stripes. And so, like, which of these is your local park?
None of these at the moment. No, I moved away. This is in Latvia, by the way. It's like on the
Oh.
other side of Europe.
Yeah. Okay.
This is in Brussels.
Wow.
So yeah, I went to a lot of skate parks.
Yeah, you're traveling all over for that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's always nice to try something new. This is in Leuven. I lived here for like 4 years,
Okay.
so that's nice.
Awesome.
Nice. Where are you based out now?
In Arnhem, in the Netherlands. So it's like more central east part of the Netherlands.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, but I am originally from the south part of the Netherlands, from Maastricht.
Okay.
Very, very south. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I've enjoyed my time at the Netherlands when we come out to Winter Clash. It's a cool country. I'm jealous of your guys' parks. We do not have parks, especially specifically indoor parks like you guys do.
Yeah, that is very true. I mean,
Yeah, indoor parks are great.
yeah, I feel like it's not really common in the United States.
No. Yeah, you got to go somewhere like the compound if you want the real good experience. But you can't invite yourself because there's no events at the compound unless Clark says so. It's his house.
Well, that's why it's a big deal for us when we see a park like that, and
Exactly.
it becomes trendy and so on. People want to see it. People ask questions. Because
Exactly. Yeah. He's built a haven over there. There's not many like that in the States.
Yeah.
I really want to go someday there. It looks so amazing.
It's awesome. We were talking about this a little bit before the stream. I was telling Aniek, since I ordered my plastics, I just plan on going out there when they get in, with the hopes mainly to skate the compound. It's definitely like a dream park. It really is. It's serious though. It's as close to street as a park can get, honestly, because those ledges and all of that they're big. Clark does not mess around.
Yeah, I think Clark always want to push people to be their best in certain ways, and when it comes to grinding, like he puts it in a way that is like, okay, you're gonna do a rail, but this is a real rail.
Right. Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
if
No,
you-
it is a real rail. That thing is serious. It is fast.
Yeah, yeah.
So, talking about Faction, why don't you tell us how you got started with Faction?
2 years ago, I met them at Winter Clash. But the week before Winter Clash, I posted a street video of me in Munich. And then the first part, I sing. Very awful voice do I have, but it doesn't matter. And I laugh a lot in the video.
Yeah.
So when I was talking to Lee on the Faction booth, he was like, "Wait, what's your name?" I was like, "Aniek. You're the girl from the video that laughs a lot." It's like, "Yes, it's me." So he recognized me.
I love that
So that was
so
funny.
much. That is great. Yeah, Lee told me that story when the announcement came out that they were going to start working with you. I asked him that question. He told me that story, and I got to say that is one of my favorite things ever. Is this the one?
Yes. Yes.
It's so good.
I mean, don't listen it with sound because then you hear my singing.
Well, let me ask you
No.
this:
But,
how much of
yeah. And after Winter Clash, they sent. Okay, no. After Winter Clash, they sent me a message like, "Hey, do you want to try the faction skates? We would love to send you a pair." I was like, "Yeah."
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Cool. And so, what skates are you skating in this one?
USD Sway,
Okay.
the Chris Farmer ones, the brown ones.
Okay. So is the Sway your go-to before the tacticals?
Yes.
Oh wow!
All right. Are you interested in? I know you said you have a pair of the plastics that you're waiting to try, but do you think you're gonna like the plastics more than the regular tacticals?
I do think so, yes, because also my way of skating, I think plastics are better for keeping them in one piece.
Yeah, I understand completely. Yeah, talking to Eric Michael, who is a big reason why they developed the plastic skate, is because Eric wanted a plastic skate when coming in because he is just he's a large statured man. He is tall, and so a soft boot is definitely harder for him to skate. So I would agree too that I find myself preferring the plastic. I am so friggin' excited for him, but yeah, it's cool to see you make the switch over to the tacticals. I know that when we started seeing you skate them, I think that was iRoller Boot times. We were all really excited.
Yeah, that's 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Did,
nice.
did your community, like the direct people that you skate with these days, knew about faction?
No, not really, no, because they were there. They were in the beginning, of their production and everything. Especially in Europe, it's like lesser known, but now people know way more about faction here as
Wow.
well. So yeah.
Did you introduce faction to your to your like community? That's so cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people were like, "What are you skating?" I'm like, "Oh, faction skates."
Ah, awesome.
I love it. That's so cool. That's so cool. And you were immediately skating. I think not like when you skated the shred pool ones. I see. I saw that your social media was like blasting with faction posts too. I was like, wow, it's so good. Like just to see you riding those skates in the way you were riding. You go hard, you know.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, yeah. It was also nice that the sun was shining when I got the shred pools, so it always nice to have a video with sun and skating together.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who do you skate with these days?
Wait, what did you say?
Who do you skate with these days?
Mostly with the Nijmegen crew. That's the neighboring city. The Blade Blazers. They're very, very cool people, and they love word jokes as well. So, me too. That's yeah, very important.
That's cool. That's cool. You
said-
skate like how often?
Normally 4 or 5 times a week.
The envy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. That's dedication.
Yeah, it's a great. Yeah.
I love it. I feel like that guarantees progression, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I also like try to have a plan in my head on what I'm gonna train, and just try to progress and skate with people who inspire.
Yeah.
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 That's good.
That's a good like formula to have, to be honest.
Is this the Blade
Yeah.
Blazers you're talking about?
That's a Blade Base. Is it volume? Yeah, volume 2. Nice. Yes. Yeah, they're very happy, cool people.
Awesome.
I love it. Honestly, like when I met you, the like actual meeting you, because I think I met you in Winter Class the last year, and then in this year was I actually wanted to like spend time around you because I was very curious. Because Fry talked about you so highly, I was like, all right, I gotta actually meet this person, like person,
Yeah.
not the skater, you know.
Yeah.
You were so fun. Like I was like, my definition of you was fun. Like
Oh, that's
so
nice.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
You made my friend smile very big too. So
Yeah. Yeah, I spent a lot of time with Fry at the World Skate Games.
Awesome.
That's where I really met him. That was really nice to to meet a person, to really get to know a person. Yeah, not only the skater. Yeah.
right? Right. Yeah. You did you think that that's like the epitome of your competition skating? Like
What do you mean?
that's the highest of the competitions for you that you're being able to compete into?
The World Skate Games?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, uh, although it was quite hard because the Netherlands doesn't have a federation, so I had to apply for a wild card to get into the competition.
Oh wow.
And then you have to send all your competition results, and then they evaluate you if you can go or not, if you're good enough to compete. So, yeah.
Wow.
That's a little bit of a glimpse into the process. I thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
really-
yeah. The Netherlands actually should have a federation, and we're working on it. So,
Awesome.
That's
yeah,
good.
you absolutely should.
yeah.
I mean, don't feel so bad though. We don't have one.
Yeah, we don't either.
Okay.
I mean, we have one, but we don't have aggressive skating represented within the federation, and it's a whole process. We've discussed it here before, but
That's
yeah,
cool
don't feel
though.
so bad.
What does that process look like? You said you're working on it. Where are you at in that process?
Well, personally, I'm not really working on it.
Oh.
But yeah, Jaro Frein is doing it with some people from
Oh.
Amsterdam, from This Is All as well. And then there's a whole list of things you have to do, like you gotta get people to join the federation, like build contacts, make competition, and way more details than I really know. So yeah, a lot of things come with it.
Yeah.
Do you have a circuit right now in the country?
A what?
Like a circuit of competitions, like 2-3 series that exist of competitions, or there's no only Winter Clash?
No, we have some competitions, some smaller ones, but yeah, not too much. Some.
Because I think like one of the things is like you gotta have like a way of have the people who rank within the country, and you have to have competitions that they can rank through.
Yeah, I don't know exactly. So.
We can focus on things that we both know more about, because I also don't know much about that. Yeah, every time I start diving into it, I hit so many roadblocks. But like, yeah, let's go on to something else. Like, what is a week like in your life? Like, because you said you skate 4 or 5 times a week. What else do you do?
Well, I graduated last year from my master's of psychology. So now I'm looking for a job in my field. And I didn't find a job yet, so I'm just waiting for. I do job interviews, and I'm waiting for some responses.
That's
Yeah,
so
so I skate most of the time.
Do you have a master's in psychology?
Yes, I do.
Someone on the faction team needs to have that, otherwise, it would all fall apart. So that's good to hear.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm happy that I finished my studies. It was a lot of work. Yeah.
Yeah, that's impressive. That is crazy hard work. I've never taken a philosophy class, but man, or psychology, sorry, but I just, the things that I've heard is just, yeah, that's hard work. I respect it a lot. And then balancing pursuing skating the way that you have in between all of that, that's a lot. So the dedication is real. Got a lot of respect for that.
Thanks. Yeah.
I mean, this is gonna be in the form of a joke, right? But some people around me have said before that people that study psychology are because they're crazy themselves a little bit, and they're trying to keep it together.
Yeah.
When I see you
I am
skating,
very-
you don't look crazy. First, you look very keeping it together. Is this a psychology in work when you're skating?
Maybe it's like a catharsis way. I just do every energy out.
Okay. Here's a question for you. Do you think that your approach to skating is has been changed as you've learned more about psychology, or do you feel it's stayed relatively the same?
I don't know. I never really thought of it really. I know that moving the body is like really good, but that's like common knowledge. Not really that I learned that in my masters. No, I think meeting people in the skating scene would make my skating more different, and yeah, instead of like the psychology way.
Yeah. Great answer. And I would say that that's recognizable in your skating with the team that you've been skating with more and more, not just your local crew, but being part of Faction, spending some time with them, being able to get tips from them. I can tell that you're really absorbing a lot of the knowledge that they have to offer, so that makes sense. Thank you for that answer. That's really interesting. Yeah, I guess when it comes down to approaching new stuff, do you find yourself trying to I guess perfect things you know how to do more, or do you find yourself challenging yourself and trying to be creative more, or is it really just go with the flow with you?
I think it's a little bit of a mix of the two.
Yeah, okay.
I really try to be consistent. I really practice consistency as well. So every session I do my tricks, and then I focus on learning something new.
Nice.
Progressive.
So that's my way of going. Yeah, consistency is like super important in competitions. If you're not consistent and you're just like, woo, that's it.
So why competition? What compels you to compete? Like, you seem to be very oriented towards being a competition inline skater. Is that the pathway? Why is that the pathway? What motivates you through that?
At first I really just love meeting new people and try to progress myself in competitions. But I'm also quite a competitive person. But I'm also very stressed before competitions. Like this Winter Clash, before I was like, oh my god, it's happening, oh my god, okay. And then after the feeling afterwards, if you land all your tricks, it's like, I did that. Oh, that's cool. I can be proud of that, you know?
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was your first competition that you enrolled in, and what motivated you to do it?
My first competition was actually in Arnhem, the city where I live now.
Wow.
But I lived in Maastricht back then, so that was like a couple of hours driving, or like an hour or something, a little more. And it was in a church. It was a very beautiful skate park in a church.
Nice.
So,
Wow.
and the funny thing is, there were only 2 girls competing. And then there was a girl sitting, like doing the tickets of everyone coming in, and then they put her on skates to have a girls' competition. So at least there were 3 people on rollerblades, and I got 2nd place. So yeah.
That's cool. Oh, so you started from the bottom. Like, you never even started from the bottom. You started all the way on the podium when you started.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I love it.
On the point of consistency, I do got to say, at this last Winter Clash, that was actually something that we were talking about a lot, specifically with your skating, is we were talking about how consistent you've got. So it's cool to see that you recognize that yourself, and that it's clear that you really practice that, because, yeah, no, your consistency is really dialed in. So good work on that.
I really observed you skating this Winter Clash, like, a lot, like paying attention to it, and I saw how patient you were, because honestly I couldn't keep it together. Like, I was like so anxious that, like, it's too many people for me.
Me
And
too.
I think it was like, there was a moment like towards the end of one of the when Brandon was trying to film you, that, oh, man, people will not let you do the trick, and everybody knew you were coming to do the trick, right? And people will not let you, and that finally I saw you being human. I was like, oh, okay, she also gets upset, all right. I saw you
Yes.
biting you a little.
Yes. No, but that Sunday, that was crazy, because there were all the people like who didn't skate the whole week. They were skating that Sunday, and if you're trying to film something, it's
Exactly.
like a little hard.
It was
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, I want to land it.
everyone wanted to skate, and everybody who didn't want to skate wanted to film, and it was packed. It was slippery from the beer the night before. Oh man, it
Yeah.
was a mess. I tried not to be too negative about it because I had a good time. Like I like being around the people. I was like, that was the worst session I've ever had in my life. I fell over and over. I didn't land a single thing. I kept running into people. I was like, I'm glad I'm smiling still, but that was rough.
It was rough.
Yeah, it was rough. Yeah.
It was fun to watch from far away once I wasn't in it.
Yeah, good. That's a good perspective.
Yeah. Oh, they're coming. Oh, they didn't see it. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a cool comment pop up I want to highlight real quick. If Flannery says, Aniek, my daughter is 7 and likes watching your edits. Thanks for inspiring the young ones. I thought that was sweet.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
I'll say hi to your daughter.
Representation matters, y'all. So yeah, and again, appreciate all that you're doing and you making it. You're having a good time out there, and it makes everybody want to get out there and have a good session. So that's what really matters at the end of the day.
I was gonna ask you that, like, how do you go about your sessions? Like how about the videos that you put out? How do you go about them?
So, what do you mean? How do I go about them?
Do you plan them? Do you just accumulate them as you are going in sessions? Do you have an idea of how you want to film things, or they just
Some videos. You mean YouTube or Instagram? More.
YouTube?
Some videos are more planned than others. The one in Munich in Germany. I went with a person, and the goal was to just film for 2 weeks and then bring out a video. But this winter I also started filming with a friend of mine in Maastricht. No, this fall, not winter. It was like better weather. And then we just like had a couple of street sessions. The video is not online yet, but it's coming soon. Yeah, and then I went to Barcelona as well in September, and I had no expectations at all. And I have enough clips for a street video. So I mean, sometimes it just happens, and sometimes it's planned. Yeah.
That's cool. The white edit. Were you part of the white edit?
Yes.
Nice.
So many dirty butts on the video.
Yeah.
So true. I think they could have zoomed in more on them, but hey.
Yeah, could be. next video.
Dirty butt footage.
The dirty white footage.
The dirty white edit. Honestly, that would be kind of funny. Yeah, let me pull it up.
If you could choose like an end goal of your career, what that goal would be?
The end goal.
Like, yeah.
To skate as long as possible, as much as possible, and maybe get a pro skate. I mean, that would be nice.
That would be nice. I'd buy it.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, that'd be so sick.
Yeah, I also got to get myself some cams. Like I support this team wholeheartedly because I know that you guys are people that I will want to support no matter what you're doing. Y'all are good people. So cam skate is next. The plastics were slotted first, and then of course when Eric's comes, I'm just gonna try to buy them all when they come out. You know, the one I don't have the shred tools yet though either. Yeah, collect them all.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm waiting on my cams, and I'm gonna get the plastics anyways too in my next check. Like, I think for me, and I explained a little bit on that clip from Amsterdam with the King. I think for me, faction is part of my community, my direct community. So I always want to support my direct community because it's the people that are supporting me. You know, Darks offers us a space, a place to gather. He supports us with whatever we want to do and get rolling if we can. So for me, it's part of my community. So I'm always going to support that. It's like a very different approach in the industry. It's not like, oh, we are this brand, come and see what we got. Which is really cool too. I'm not criticizing that, but Clark comes from a community-based point that it directly affects me. So I'm going to be invested regardless. You know.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You're
So
killing it
we
this
like
Switch.
really love you guys. All of the team, we really like them.
Yeah, lots of
It's a
support.
great team. Everyone is so unique and has their own personality, and the personality comes through in the skating, which I
Mhm.
really love.
Absolutely.
It's nice.
Yeah, yours comes through when you're smiling and grinding. It's really cool to watch, honestly.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love skating. Yeah.
It comes through. It comes through. So when it comes to like longevity, I've been thinking about that a lot. Like for my generation of skaters, we've gone through the ups and downs, right? And a bunch of us have come out of skating and not skate no more, and then come back to skate and realize, oh my God, this takes harder work. It's harder on my body. How can I do this for longer if I want to do it longer? So I've come to do like yoga, and I've come to like do other things to make myself being able to be okay skating for longer, right? Do you think that do you do things like that for your skate to be influenced by other things, or and you also think that this is something that should be embedded in everybody, or just skating? Because I know people that just skate.
I stretch. I try to stretch every day, also when I'm not skating. Just when I wake up, I try to stretch. And before skating, I stretch. And of course, eating healthy is like very important for the longevity as well. Um, yeah, things like that.
Yeah.
Like, and also like try to take rest days, because I mean, if you just skate every day, that's also your body needs rest. You know.
Nice, nice, nice. Do you do anything else that complements your skating that allows you to like something that influences your skating besides skating?
No. No.
She just does lots of skating.
I just skate.
No.
Yes.
Do you guys have any like roller rinks near you? Is that a thing by you guys?
I know of. I think in Belgium there was one
Okay.
that I know. But in the Netherlands, I'm not sure.
Okay. I got one right near my house. I need to go more.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's a cool little scene. All right, let's see where are we sitting at time-wise. We're about 45 minutes in. Do we want to start moving over to the Fast Five soon? Is there any other questions you wanted to cover before we start loading out? I got to make sure I'm ready to get back to work.
I have one more.
Yeah, go for it, my friend.
You know, I'm very curious about this one. What is your perspective on how females experience our community? Do you think it's different than how men experience our community?
Good question.
Yes. Yes, it's different, I think, because we are the minority. But I also think there's some good and some bad. One good thing is that the bladed community, the female community, is like the little community inside the bigger community.
Wow.
So you're closer together immediately, which is really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but some bad things. This is like for example, at Winter Clash, you had like you were wait for your turn to go, and when men came back, they stand on front of the line again. But when a woman comes back, she goes to the end of the line, waits their turn, and then goes. So you really notice the difference in approach too. I mean, not all men, of course, but
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of men. They're like, "Oh, I'm here now." So
Yeah.
Yeah. I noticed that too.
Yeah.
and also some on videos or something, men can comment. I mean, I heard from Katy Perry that some people post on her reels like, yeah, you should go back to the kitchen. And that's just like stupid people who don't skate, I think, that they post those comments.
Yeah,
But,
it's unfortunate. The internet's full of a lot of trolls, people trying to make themselves feel better for whatever reason. They have to put others down, but yeah, stuff like that is stupid. We ain't got time for any of that.
I mean, people like that exist in any community, but I think in our community, if that person said that in like out loud in an environment where all are gathered physically, that person will not be part of the community anymore instantly by default, either by being injured by somebody else or by being like asked to leave kindly.
Hopefully,
it's true.
Yeah, man, we ain't got no time or space for hating such a small community. There's no need for it.
But also,
I
like,
mean,
harassment wise, I mean, sometimes girls get harassed by men in the blading community as well, which I normally don't expect, but it still happens, and people don't really talk about it. I mean, it's like it's there. I mean, you can see it sometimes, but yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah.
I- do you think it's prominent? Do you think it happens very often, and that we should do
Mm,
something about it?
I think it happens more than we think that happens. The amount that it happens. Yeah, but yeah, how would you do something about it? I mean,
Oh,
it's also difficult to think of.
I think the first and foremost approach is all of us openly communicating that that type of stuff does not fly. The more we can say to each other and get on the same page that, hey, I hear that, I'm not standing for it, and I expect you not to stand for it as well. We need to hold each other to a higher standard. I think most people here right now listening to this podcast will get that. It's unfortunate that there are some gray areas for people, but I think what it needs to boil down to is understand everything and all things that you say to each other, especially in the sphere, need to come with respect. If they don't, you're doing something wrong. You should respect the other person on the end of the conversation, and putting someone down, especially for something they can't control, the way that they were born. Stop. There's no need for that. So I think our first line of defense is doing what we're doing now and speaking up first and foremost. And then it does take the people who are in charge calling the shots to also agree with us and say, hey, you cannot act that way and expect to be at my event. You cannot act that way and expect to be represented by my brand. We need more people. It can't just be us. It has to be all of us. And I think Winter Clash was handled well with the whole Andy thing. I hate to bring it up again, but I think it was handled well. The internet's going to backlash at everything, and the internet's opinion is not exactly what happened either, but the things that happened and the way that they moved forward is the right thing. You can't do that. You cannot act that way. No. It's just so. Yeah, I think it takes that, and I think it takes us standing up for each other. Yeah, and I think
Speaking up is important.
yes, yeah, and listening. We
Yeah.
gotta listen. Yeah, we gotta listen to as many people as we can. That doesn't mean you listen to with a grain of salt and the right things, but you want to make sure you let people air their grievances. As long as they do it respectfully, we can solve the problems. We just have to try.
I will. Anybody that feels that they fit within this category of doing this kind of actions and are not really or were not really aware until they started listening to people saying that this is actually happening, check yourself. It's okay, but check yourself and know that no, you cannot do that.
Just
please, just
Yeah.
I think we all like have to hold our own selves accountable too.
Yeah.
Speaking up, and is one of them, and also like, are you aware of your actions? Like, or your friend's action. Don't be laughing because your friend is saying something that you think your friend is so cool. You want to be laughing because he's cool, and but what he's saying about this person, about this female, is not cool. It's harassment, bro. Don't laugh about that. Don't encourage it.
Yeah. And you don't have to be mean to him when you do that either. It can be a correcting moment. Be like, listen, man, I don't find that funny. I'd appreciate it if you didn't joke like that with me. And sometimes that's all people need to be told. But yeah, that's the accountability part. Yeah, I think we just hold each other to a higher standard. And I think we've been doing a good job of that.
Yeah, it's all about the love, to be honest. It's all about the love.
But yeah, no, I do agree, though. I don't want to overshine your point, Aniek. More needs to be done for sure. There's a lot of stuff that when it comes up, it's just like, well, listen, this is drama and I don't care about it. And it's like, it can't. Stuff like that does need to be addressed when a person of color is attacked, or a woman is attacked. Anybody is attacked because the way that they present themselves, the way that they are, just because they're human, and they're a different human than the person that's attacking them. Yeah. Anyway, I can go on forever about that, but I agree, Aniek. I very much so agree that we should constantly be pushing for women to be recognized in this sport and for their trials and tribulations to be recognized, because they are very real.
Yeah.
And men don't deal with it the same way. It's just true. We don't get, the average man does not get treated the way the average woman does, and that's just everywhere in the world. But we need to start coming closer together so everybody can have a good experience with each other. And that's why I like the blading community so much, is I feel like, especially at the events, is that's where I see people shed their ambitions and they're just human. Not always, but most of the time, is especially when you're there with your friends, everybody is just being there and having a good time, and that's the best thing about it. So
Unless it's Sunday and everybody's trying to sneak in and nobody cares about each other.
yeah,
Yeah, not
Trying
on
to get the tricks
Sundays.
in. Cool. Do we want to
Alright,
move
fast
into the fast five?
Okay, so the concept is trying to answer them as fast as you can without thinking about them, so we can go through them fast, but at the same time, so we can try to get you to react, right? And you know, you saw the questions already, so I think you might be prepared for this. So I'm just gonna
Can
go
I-
with.
Wait. Can I ask a clarification answer for the first question?
Yeah. All right.
Is it a competition? Or
Well-
is it a competition? Just
I will say in your preference, however you wanna take that question. So the question is park, street, or urban. If you prefer it in a competition, then park.
no, park if it has street obstacles as well. I mean, is that
Alright.
so?
All right. Favorite pair of skates of all time? The last 10 years.
The skates that I'm skating now, the Affections,
Nice.
carbon. Yeah.
Oh,
I think you're gonna love the plastics, to be honest.
I mean, I didn't skate them yet, so I cannot judge yet.
I'm just telling you my experience because I love them. Favorite trick of all time?
Unity.
You're so good at them too.
I thought you were gonna say
Um,
sweaty.
Do you have obviously this is me digressing now, I know. Do you have a switch? Like, do you consider yourself having a right way of doing the Unity?
At front Unity, I don't have a switch, and backstage Unity, I do.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
All right. I asked that because sometimes I'm like, hold on, what? She did it this way and she did it that way, right? I was like, oh wow, okay, that's cool. That's I was just really curious. Favorite section ever?
I do like the Sam Crofts in Cologne. I think it's on Vimeo.
Hmm.
It has like classical music in the background, and it's
Yeah.
filmed very beautifully. So, yeah.
Nice.
That's the one that he did the disaster soul to Gab and ate shit, right?
Probably.
I think so. That sounds right. Where the
Yeah,
really
like
huge disaster, and then like his knees blow out at the end.
Yes.
Hmm.
So,
That might not.
I
be
love
the, same
the
one.
filming of that one.
Yeah, but that is, yeah. I know which one you're talking about though. That one's really good. Oh, camera lost
Is
me.
he an influence for you, or who influences your skating the most?
The people I skate with around me, they influence me the most. Yeah.
Cool. Is that, can you pick? I learned this from this person. I learned this from that person.
Well, I learned sometimes. Like really in the beginning, there was this guy, and he was like, "Yeah, you can do budgets as well. It's really cool. People say it's not cool, but it's cool." And then he taught me budget grind. So I was like, "Okay, yes." So sometimes.
Budgets are really cool. Who says that? Who says budgets are not cool?
I think
I
they're
mean,
cool.
it's like it's not a switch up. Doesn't count. Some people say that.
Clark.
Well, you try it.
I mean, yeah. No, it's
Right?
fun.
So, I mean, try to do a budget on a rail, dude, and then tell me that. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, let's
All right.
see. Was that the last of them?
That the last one was already done. we talked before about the crazy story about blading. Do you want to mention
Oh.
it?
Yes, sure. That was Winter Clash a couple of years ago, and it was like after all the competitions, after prize ceremony, so everyone was already a little bit drunk. And then we went to the blue collar to drink some more.
Of course.
And at one point, I had to go to the toilet, and then I went to the toilet, but I didn't realize that I had fallen asleep on the toilet. And then when I when I woke up, I didn't notice. So I went back into the bar, and everyone was gone. It's like the bar is empty.
Oh man.
Yeah.
It was closed.
Yeah, well, I was sleeping in the blue collar, so that was okay. But everyone was just gone.
Oh man. That's crazy.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Oh, that's funny. That's a
Oh.
good story, I think.
Yeah,
That's a good story.
that's a good one.
Uh,
Quite the experience. Cool. Well, as we wrap up here, I do have 3 questions from the chat. Do you mind we go through those quick and then we'll wrap up? All right.
Sure.
Awesome. Jan de Dabelier, I guess we kind of talked about this a little bit already, but he said, I wonder who inspires Aniek these days. I know you said your crew is who you feel like is affecting your skating the most these days, but who would you say is someone you don't skate with that you take inspiration from?
well put together, bro.
I do love China Weirstall's skating, of course.
Yes.
And Javiera Garrido, she's also really great. She's hardworking and building a community in skating. So it's also very nice what she does.
Shout
And
out.
Chihiro skating. Chihiro Azuma is always like great to watch. And Thais Colares, I mean,
Oh my god.
Yeah, she was killing it.
she's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Awesome.
she did. She's great.
Cool. Very cool. Oh, it's Flannery asks, Aniek, what was your reaction to the double backflips? I don't know if that's in reference to a specific time maybe you know about, but I know that double backflips are being thrown by Ana Julia recently.
She's the second woman who does it, right?
That-
Ever. Like,
okay.
since Fabiola da Silva.
This
I
Fabiola.
didn't know that. That's crazy.
It's like the bar has been raised again by her. So amazing.
Oh yeah, she's pushing it. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
She that when she did that true porn on the extension box, I was like, oh my god, she's in a different level, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, she's
It's
killing
amazing what she does.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love to see it. And then our last question is from Heavenly. On a psychology standpoint, what do you think drives us skaters to do what we do, knowing that we could get hurt like 98% of the time?
I think passion and addiction.
Okay.
I mean, addiction to skating is like it's a little bit healthier,
Yeah.
but still, your body, it's a risk. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I prefer choosing my pain.
Yeah.
That's a good
Yeah.
way to put
It's the
that.
best pain.
That's funny. Very cool. Well, listen, Aniek, how can the people support you going forward? We want to make sure that we shout out the right avenues of people being able to follow your skating, being able to support any business endeavors. If you got any people you want to shout out, let us know.
There you go.
Yeah, you can always follow me on Instagram or YouTube.
All right.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I'm thinking of maybe like doing more with my YouTube. So that would be nice to start being more active on there as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, just comment,
When
share.
when is this project dropping? What's the name? Where do we find it? Is it in your page? Is it in somebody else's page? There's a video that you talked about that is dropping soon.
Oh yes. It's all, yeah, it's probably just on my YouTube page.
Okay.
Aniek Kerkhofs. Wow, it's an
Awesome.
original name.
Doesn't need to be any more than that.
Yeah, no.
Subscribe, like, share.
Yep, I just
Guys,
dropped
like,
all that in
share.
the chat. Everybody go and do your thing. Yeah, no,
And
go ahead, sorry.
No, and for the person to shout out,
Yeah.
you asked. There is a little guy from the Netherlands, Nolan van Ophoven, and he's like shredding. He's a ripper. He's really cool. He's 15. He's sponsored by Gods now, and he deserves some more attention.
You said
What's
Nolan?
the name? What's the name?
Nolan van Ophoven.
Let me see if I can find that real quick.
Let's shout him out. What is your how did you meet this person?
Ah.
He's from the Netherlands as well. So,
So you meet him skating?
Yeah, skating.
Here we go.
And their mom let me sleep in their house once when I had to go to a competition as well. That's very sweet.
That's awesome.
That's so cool.
Oh, yes, that's who this kid is. I saw him at Winter Clash, and he was just killing it. I didn't know who he was.
Yeah, that's Nolan.
Sick. All right.
And he's stylish, dude. Like,
Yeah.
like his body positioning, his awareness of the tricks he's really good.
I thought he was skating with Nils. The way that he skates reminded me a lot of Nils. I didn't realize that he was with Gods. That's cool.
Do you know that's true too?
I see Nils when I see him skate. I really do. He just he extends his arm a little more, but he spins for what is happening here. But cool. That's awesome. What a great shout out. Thank you for sharing that with us. I'll drop his information in the chat too.
Anything you want to leave the peeps with, like any message or anything you want to leave us behind with?
Have fun when you skate. I mean, I try to have fun. And just enjoy. I mean, nothing too stressful.
Absolutely. Well, I love that. Sweet. Thank you so much for coming on, Aniek. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today and for your questions. I hope you had a good time. We will be scheduling more religion interviews in the future. If you please could go to the chat and the description, go through and support Aniek by subscribing to her YouTube and being active on the Instagram. Just leave comments, leave some likes, just share the love. You can also support Faction by ordering any of their skates, new plastic skates, the Cameron cards, any of the tacticals. You know me, I'm going to tell you, you can't go wrong with it. They're great skates. So shout out to Faction. Thank you again so much for being here, Aniek. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was nice.
Of course. I'm glad we could have a good time. All right, everybody. Thanks for being here. Later, Bladers.
Bye.
All right. Aniek.